This video is for A2 AQA Business Studies Unit 9 and it's looking at international strategy. But the topic we're looking at is almost like a reversal to international strategy, and it's called reshoring. Now, reshoring is the practice of bringing manufacturing and services back to the domestic country from overseas. For example, if you think about some of the car producers from America that have outsourced to Mexico, if they're bringing some of that production back to America, that would be an example of reshoring. Now, there's many reasons why companies would do that, and I'm going to just explore one example to really demonstrate this.
An iconic name and a hobby down the generations. There's plenty of national pride invested in making models like the Spitfire, though for many years the plastic parts have come from sources well beyond the UK. But these ones really are made in Britain. At this factory in Sussex, they're manufacturing all the bits in a new range of models for Airfix. The company pitched for the business against foreign suppliers and won the order. Rising wages in Asia mean the British company can now compete.
We've seen prices rising in China and in India, and it's not automatically a decision now that we go straight to the Far East to see product produced.
It's a trend which is gathering pace. Airfix is part of Hornby, which owns several toy brands. It's now looking at bringing others back to the UK, the advantage being that the turnaround time for new orders is that much quicker.
Manufacturing in the UK meant that we could pick up the phone and say, look guys, can you put on an extra shift? We need more products. And they were able to respond to that there and then. The next week we had product back on the shelves. If that had been in Asia, clearly there would have been almost a 4-week gap.
Just look around your home and you'll find things once made abroad which are now manufactured in Britain. A bathroom products company has just started making this range of tiles in Wigan. This extractor fan was manufactured in the Far East. And these instant noodles, well, they were made in China, but the British company behind the brands is now making them in Leeds. And don't think it's a few quirky niche items. Some mainstream manufacturing is being moved back home, like cookers here on Merseyside. The company's launched a Made in Britain campaign and is a fan of what a local workforce can offer.
When you look at making products in this country now in terms of supply chain, skilled people making our products, that we can train people easier, and also this country is becoming more competitive as a nation, it made sense to bring products back here.
By bringing much of its work back to the UK, the company's created around 200 new jobs. Across the economy, manufacturing employment has increased over the last year or so, but it's still well below where it was 10 years ago, and unions say there's still a long way to go.
There is a trend, but not as big and ambitious as we'd like to see. We've lost around 500,000 jobs in manufacturing since the recession, and unemployment is still relatively high. So we need to create more jobs in Britain and bring jobs back.
It's early days for this process, but some companies like this one, which makes eco-friendly laundry products, have both moved back to the UK and started exporting. It's made in Britain and sold to China. Hugh Pym, BBC News.
So from this video we can see many reasons. One of the reasons is external factors. So what's actually happening in the country that they were originally outsourcing to. As you can see in some of the developing countries like China and India, they're starting to see wage growth now, which is adding costs to UK firms. So again, they don't see any reason to maybe move to China because they're not getting that cost advantage anymore. Other factors is maybe based on stock control of the firm. Maybe they need maybe more of a just-in-time or a shorter lead period. So for example, having it in the UK is much more flexible because there's less of a delay if they do need new stock. Also, it could be to do with the skill level. So the skill level within the UK might be more advanced and therefore helping to acquire higher quality production. And that's especially the case for many of the products that are coming back to the UK. That made in UK reputation, that made in UK label, it can add value to products.